I mean, I was really moved by it. I think it's there's something so honest about saying that you can't live a certain way anymore. I think no matter what your story is in life, we've all gone through that. Oh, I can't live this way anymore. I have to live a more honest way. And the thing that really, there were a couple things that surprised me, but it surprised me that he really seems like a woman. I mean, I don't know if we're supposed to call him her now, but that's a woman when you're watching. And then the other thing was that Chloe being the most hurt by it at first, or not hurt, but having the hardest time, that surprised me. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, she's really soulful, and it is a loss for those kids. They've grown up with this as their male father, and there is a transition for them too to be made, so I can understand that.
I really loved it too. I mean, you know, I think what you saw was someone who still, even though they'd made this decision to change their lives, was still struggling with the decision personally. There were many times when he you know, you could see Bruce struggling with the answer, struggling to think about what it meant for him. And I think that's brave to not even be all the way where you want to go yourself and still be willing to talk about it and still be willing to struggle through these questions in a really public forum. I liked that we heard that Kanye was very supportive and that Kanye helped the rest of the family come to terms, and that Kanye talked about living an authentic life. I thought, we don't think about him as being that self-actualized. And it made me really proud of him. And I wanted to know more about his sexuality. You know, he said that he didn't know and that he was maybe asexual, but I do think that by the time you're 65, you have a clear sense of what your sexuality is, and I think it's more that he wasn't comfortable talking about it than that he hadn't figured it out yet. And that's okay, too. Not everybody's comfortable talking about everything.
But I do know that some people, when they transition, can have a shift in their sexuality, even though they're two separate things. I've heard that that's possible. But what I do also didn't say is that I think this is so awesome for our country, because if you think of how far we've come, that 20, 30 years ago, people were so afraid to just come out as gay. Now that's like nothing. This is the new gay. This is the new frontier of where we're going. And so I'm really happy that he could be, you know, of course we've had Chaz Bono, but he's taking it even further because he's been in people's homes so much. So I was happy about that.
And, you know, and what you're saying, I totally agree, because I'm so happy that they played that Olympic footage. It's 1976, it's a bicentennial. Here's a man who pretty much gave his life to going out and supporting America and winning gold medals for us in the Olympics. You know, now it's our time to support him as he goes through something in his life. He's given to the country. Now let the country give back to him, you know.
See, the Olympics was phenomenal. I mean, he was in his prime, just the #1 athlete in the entire world. However, that was then, and we've come a long time since then. And kids, because I'm not interested about what the adults think, but I'm interested in what the generation coming up thinks.